Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Bienvenue. I don't know what that means. To a lovely trivia night here, Wednesday, May 12th, 2021. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us. This is going to be a very exciting evening. Coming up right now is your first round's little Google form. Let's go through the rules. And if you have any comments or questions at any time, please reach out in the chat. This is live from me. I forgot bedroom in Spanish. Camisa? No, that's shirt. I forgot. Anyway, and what we do every week is we benefit the furloughed or the less than adequately employed staffs of many bars here in New York City, including our first members, the Brazen Head and the Wayland in Brooklyn and Hell's Kitchen, respectively. Later on, Gaff East and Gaff West on Upper East Side, and Hell's Kitchen joined in. Next to that is Biddy's Pub, also in the Upper East Side. And of course, our newest friend, by newest, I mean a year old, Hibernia, Hell's Kitchen. Please follow all the bars on all of their social media outlets. We've already got some teams hooking it up and putting their team names in. Jay is here. Mauve Avenger is here. Big Smoke is here. That's a new team name. Fireball Bros, welcome, welcome again. Classless Chaps. Had the pleasure of having a drink with Classless Chaps the other day. Austin Tyler Rogers moment. Don't know what that means, but it sounds inauspicious. Don't follow me. There they are. You can do so if you would like to. Otherwise, don't worry about it. Here are the rules of the evening. Please donate, but you don't have to. If you don't want to donate, please don't. And if you're not in the financial states to be donating anything, you do not have to. But if you do, you can Venmo $10 to Austin T. Rogers at Venmo per person, and that will go to the staffs of all of said bars: Brazen Head, Biddy's, Wayland, Hibernia, Gaff East, Gaff West. Why do I always miss one? I said the Wayland and Hibernia. And whatever, I missed one. Who cares? I don't care. Hey, next up, open the form. If you look up the chat, you'll see the form. We've already got several teams who have done so, but scroll up in the chat and click the first link I sent, which is for your form. You're going to put your answers and your team names and select which bar you support on said leaderboard. Also, you're going to score yourselves. I'll tell you how that works in just 1 second. Teams of no more than 6 players, please. Not like I can check that, but if you do have teams of teams of more than 6, split it up. It makes it way more entertaining and a more competitive atmosphere. Don't shout out the answers. That means if you're new to tonight's contest, don't spoil any answers in the chat. Leave the chat for smack talk, trash talk, and other garbage. Or to talk to Jay. Hi, Jay. How you doing? But otherwise, don't shout out the answers in the chat. Don't Google the answers. I know we're all in front of computers and it's quite tempting. However, please don't do so. I will find you out. Next, turn in your answers in caps locks. Please reach right on over to the corner of your keyboard and hit that caps locks button because the Google form is case sensitive. The Google form is in the link. After the answers are revealed, you'll have plenty of time to settle any disputes. Tell me if you think I'm wrong or why you think you got it right. If it's a rote spelling error, just give yourself those points. But if not, don't worry about it. You have plenty of time to contest. And then after the answers are settled and they revealed, grade yourselves. Hop on over to the leaderboard and tell us how many are 10, 12, 20, 29, 39, 400, or 32 that you got correct. And then we'll tally up the scores and see who's in the lead in between each round. Round 1 will be artists with their works. I just realized I did not change the headers on the form, so I'm going to do so right now. Round 1 is artists and their works. Round 2, children's literature. Round 3 is cover songs by the postmodern jazz thingy. I forgot what they're called. Postmodern jukebox cover songs. Modern songs done in an old-timey fashion. Following that is round 5, economics, and the last round of the night is random stuff you should know. Hey guys, I'm going to deliver some questions, and at the end of every round, I'm going to give you plenty of time to sort them out and get repeats with your teammates. Then we'll reveal the answers, settle the scores, settle any arguments, and see who's in the lead. Again, guys, round 1 is artists and their work. Round 2 is children's literature. Round 3, I forgot round 3, plus or minus a letter. I'll let you know that one in a second. Round 4, the audio round, postmodern jukebox covers. And the final round of the night is random shit you should know. But before that comes economics. Yes, someone did get what they requested. Bo requested children's literature. Ask and ye shall receive. Coming across the chat one more time is the Google form. Please open it up. Coming up right here on screen, you will see 12 photos of artists with their work. Lucky for you, they're all on the drop-down menu. Unluckily for you, there are some red herrings. So coming up right now is your first round, artists and their works. You're going to see 12 photos, 6, then 6. And all you have to do in the Google form is put your team name at the top and then match each of these 12 photos with their artists. There we are. Numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So find artist number 1 and match their name with this picture. Same for 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now, the good news is I've given you all of your possible options. The bad news is not all of those options are valid. Some of them are red herrings. So you might have to sort it out yourselves and figure out which ones to eliminate and which ones are the actual ones to prescribe to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I'll leave this up for about a minute and a half longer, and then we'll move on to numbers 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. At the end of it, I'll take these down, but you'll have plenty of time to dispute and discuss with your teammates. When prompted, please click that submit button. We'll tally up the scores, settle any disputes, and see who's in the lead going into round 2. Bo's favorite, children's literature. After that is round 3, plus or minus a letter. Round 4 is the audio round. Covers by the postmodern jukebox. Round 5, economics, and the last round, random shit you should know. Here at our weekly Gaff East, Gaff West, Brazen Head, Biddies, Hibernia, and the Wayland. Got them all! Donation extravagation. That's not a word. One more minute to look at numbers 1 through 6. Then on screen, I will reveal numbers 7 through 12. I'll take them down. I'll give you plenty of time to discuss. William Thompson's here. Grandkitties are being frantic right now. I hope they'll make a cameo appearance, but right now I don't know where they are, but they're running back and forth, making a ton of noise for apparently humanity's quietest pet. 30 more seconds to review numbers 1 through 6. Then we're moving on through 7 through 12 on artists. Again, all of your options are revealed forthwith within the Google form. So all you have to do is pull down the drop-down menu and tell me which one you think number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, and number 6 are. All right, here are your next ones. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Jay, the Hi Austin is a typo, but I thought it was funny, so I kept it in. Here are 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 on pair these artists' photos with their proper names. You guys will have 2 minutes on this. Then we'll reveal the answers. Settle any disputes, tally up our scores, and see who's in the lead going into round 2, children's literature. Round 3 is plus or minus a letter. The audio round is covers by the postmodern jukebox. Economics for round 5 and the last round night. Random shizzy, you should nizzy. Who are some of the teams tonight? We got the Fireball Bros, Classless Chaps, Classical Gas Hoarders. That's pretty funny. J, temporary team name. The name doesn't exist. The Mauve Avenger, Big Smoke, Austin Tyler Rogers, Moment, and Simple Minds. Hey, I think tonight might be wide open spaces because some of our old stalwarts like Black Lives Matter and 2 other teams who are usually here aren't here. So I think almost anyone can win tonight's contest. 1 minute and 30 seconds left to review these artists and pair their names on the Google form with their appropriate slots. Then we're going to turn them in when I say so. Settle any disputes. Tally up our scores. Remember, guys, you grade yourselves. If you are happy with how the Google form has adjudicated you, which in this case you must be because it is multiple choice, so whatever out of 12 you receive, hop on to column D, round 1 artists, and tell us how many out of 12 you have next to your team name. So maybe we won't have any disputes on this, but we might have disputes in round 2, children's literature, which will start in just a couple minutes. 30 seconds left to review these final answers. Then I'll give you a couple minutes to discuss with your teammates and click that all-important submit button. Once you click submit, you will see your score. Tell us how many out of 12 you received correctly in round... Oh, Black Lives Matter is here. Hooray, huzzah. Tell us how many out of 12 you received correctly in the first column, round 1, artists. 30 seconds left. Hey, want to see what happened last week? Well, Hot Bill Summer and Black Lives Matter tied at 74 apiece. Tesla down by the river was right behind them at 72. Everyone else was fairly close on as well. It was a great evening last Wednesday. Let's see if we can replicate it tonight. Two-way ties, always great. That means you were all on point. You guys have 30 seconds left to click that submit button. And again, guys, once you see your scores, hop on over to the leaderboard and tell us how many out of 12 you received correctly. Couple teams, temporary team name, great score. Simple Minds, amazing score. Everyone else, adequate. Hop on over to the leaderboard and tell us how many in that column you got out of 12 in a single or double digit. And then we'll move on, after revealing the scores, to the next round, children's literature. After that is, what's that? Plus or minus a letter. I'll tell you the rules on that in a second. Following plus or minus letter is the audio round, covers by the Postmodern Jukebox. Economics for round 5. And the last round tonight, random shizzy, you should nizzy my busy. There's your form for round 2, which we don't quite need yet, but open it anyway to be on tap. All right, guys, time is up. Press submit, and let's see who's in the lead as you hop on over to the leaderboard and tally how many points out of 12 you received correctly. William Thompson is correct. Turn on live chat instead of top chat, Fireball Bros. It's the little drop-down screen on the top left corner of your chat box. Hello, Chloe C. Welcome, welcome, welcome. M. Maureen. Goodbye, Ronald. Bo is here. Peggy. Don't know that person, but whatever. They are here. Finkus. Come on, we're bosom buddies indeed. All right, here we go, everyone. Turn them in, wrap it up, flip it, rub it down. Oh, no, Black Lives Matter. Mauve Avenger, we need your scores in. We're going to tally them up after I reveal the answers. Everyone ready? Looks like we're good to go. Nope. Still missing Mauve Avenger and Black Lives Matter's answers. But we've got some great scores, and this is going to be a rip-roaring, snorting, hoopin', hollerin' start to tonight's trivia. Hello, Finkus. You did make a trivia bingo card, and you were playing it. What is the bingo card? What are some of the requisites of the bingo card? Is it when I quote early 90s rap and say, wrap it up, flip it, rub it down, oh no, because that would be one of the things that I say reflexively because I am not very creative. All right, everyone turn them in. Oh, we got lots of 12s for 12s on this one. Looks like we're ready to go. Here come your answers to round 1. Artists with their works. Luckily, it was not too difficult because I gave you all of the options, but we'll sort that out later as we go into round 2. Children's literature. Here we go with the answers. Number 1 was Jean-Michel Basquiat. 2, Georgia O'Keeffe for once not painting a vagina. 3, Andy Warhol. 15 minutes of fame for him. 4, a very young Pablo Picasso. Could have been George Braque, because they were standing in front of the same sort of paintings. Salvador Dali, obviously. 6, Helen Frankenthaler. Many of you got that. That was sort of one of the switch-ups. 7, Giant Formaldehyde Shark by Damien Hirst. Alexander Calder, playing with one of his mobiles, he invented the term mobile. Cause, or Brian Donnelly, for number 9. 10 was Grandma Moses. 11, Takashi Murakami. And 12, the only one not in a photo, but Norman Rockwell, painting Norman Rockwell via Norman Rockwell. Here we go. Here are our scores. Let's see who's in the lead as we go into round 2, children's literature. Black Lives Matter, Classical Gas Hoarders, and Simple Minds all tied with a perfect score of 12 apiece. 11 for temporary team name. 9 for Jay, the name doesn't exist, and Austin Tyler Rogers, moment, and everyone else is 8 or below. Great job. Let's move on to round 2, which is children's literature. Again, I'm going to send the Google form over the chat. Please open it up. This is an open answer concept, so please make sure your caps locks are on. Try your best to spell your best. Surnames, as always, are applicable as a relevant answer. And if you have any disputes whatsoever, please wait for me to reveal the answers. And then we'll settle the disputes in the chat. You'll tally up your own scores, and we'll see who's in the lead going into round 3, plus or minus a letter. Here we go. Round 2, children's literature. Question number 1, repeats will come up on screen after number 10. And don't worry if you don't know anything about children's literature, because we'll balance it out with plus or minus a letter, postmodern jukebox, economics, and random shit you should know. Number 1, Carlo Collodi's 1881 serial La Storia di un Burattino became so popular that it was resumed after chapter 15 and in 1883 compiled into the now most translated non-religious book ever, The Adventures of this character. Carlo Collodi's 1881 serial La Storia di un Burattino became so popular that it was resumed after chapter 15 and, in 1883, compiled into the now most translated non-religious book ever, The Adventures of this character, for number 1 in children's literature. Repeats will come up after question number 10. Fireball Bros, I do not know why you are not seeing Jay's quotes or comments. Maybe he has it set to a no bro setting. He just reached over, he clicked that no bro button. He's like, no bros, bros. Question number 1 is right up here, but don't worry. All of them will appear in text after question number 10 on screen, and I'll give you several minutes to discuss those with your teammates before clicking submit. Here's question number 2. Author Seth Lehrer's 2008 History of Children's Literature book called Children's Literature was subtitled A Reader's History from Aesop to This 20th and 21st Century Children's Literature Juggernaut. Author Seth Lehrer's 2008 History of Children's Literature book, Children's Literature, real creative Seth, was subtitled A Reader's History from Aesop to This 20th and 21st Century Children's Literature Juggernaut. For number 2, in children's literature. Repeats will come up after number 10. I'm pretty excited for plus or minus a letter. I think it's going to be a very fun round for me and not fun for you, and that's what makes me excited because I hate humanity. Round 5 is economics. Sandwich in between the two, the Postmodern Jukebox, a very popular YouTube channel who does modern songs and contemporary music re-envisioned in jazzy, folksy, 1950s, 40s kinds of ways. And the last round, of course, random shit you should know. Yes, someone will put a link to the score sheet again. There it is. Dave just came across the chat right now. Here's question number 3. In the version of a fairy tale first recorded by the brothers Grimm, this child first drops white pebbles to find his way back home. He only drops breadcrumbs on the second time he's led into the forest. In the version of the fairy tale first recorded by the brothers Grimm, this child first drops white pebbles to find his way back home. He only drops breadcrumbs on the second time he's led into the forest. For number 3, in children's literature. It wasn't Jay, it was not them blocking you because they're not spelling sticklers. Stickler. Root origin. Can you use it in a sentence? Jay is a stickler for spelling pedants. Stickler. S-T-I. Question number 4. On April 30th, 1911, the children of London were surprised as in Kensington Gardens overnight there was installed, blowing his pipe on the stump of a tree and with fairies and mice on squirrels all around, a sculpture of this famed children's book character. On April 30th, 1911, the children of London were surprised as in Kensington Gardens overnight there was installed, blowing his pipe on the stump of a tree with fairies and mice and squirrels all around, a sculpture of this famed children's book character for number 4 in children's literature. Dave, the spreadsheet. Yes, I can send you the spreadsheet. The spreadsheet is also the first link you can click in round 1's Google form, but you guys have already submitted that. There is the spreadsheet. Question number 5 repeats after number 10. The eponymous structure of this 1986 Diana Wynne Jones novel has 4 doors that open onto Kingsbury, Port Haven, Market Chipping, and Howell Jenkins' childhood home in Wales. The eponymous structure of this 1986 Diana Wynne Jones novel has 4 doors that open onto Kingsbury, Port Haven, Market Chipping, and Howell Jenkins' childhood home in Wales for number 5 in children's literature. What Diana Wynne Jones novel could that be? Repeats will come up after number 10. Coming next is plus or minus a letter. Following that, the audio round post-modern jukebox reinterpretations. Economics for round 5 and the final round night. Random shizzy, you should nizzy, mob busies. Lots of 12s to start off the evening. Black Lives Matter, classical gas hoarders, and simple minds, all with perfect scores on round 1. Mauve Avenger never turned in their score. What happened to you, Mauve Avenger? Perhaps you've been avenged by the mauve. Question number 6. Introducing characters like Sweeney Todd and also the title of a TV show, this was the name for a 19th century British serial aimed at boys and young men. Introducing characters like Sweeney Todd and also the title of a TV show, this was the name for a 19th century British serial aimed at boys and young men for number 6 in children's literature. The other chupacabras. Do the cabras choop or do the choops cabra? Well, that's a dumb question because we know chupacabra translates to goat sucker. Chupacabra. Chupacabra. Number 7 repeats after number 10 on screen. 2015's A Journal of Heroes is Cresta Cowell's most recent installment in this massively successful book series, also a DreamWorks animated franchise. 2015's A Journal of Heroes is Cresta Cowell's most recent installment in this massively successful book series, also a DreamWorks animated franchise for number 7 in children's literature. Hey, don't worry if you didn't hear them properly the first time around. You can either rewind, because you can rewind, be kind, rewind, or just wait until question number 10. Well, I'll reveal all 10 clues right up here on screen, and I'll leave that up there for a bit for you guys to discuss. Then I'm going to ask you to all turn them in. We'll tally our scores after we dispute the answers in chat and see who's in the lead going to round 3. Plus or minus a letter, of course, benefiting Gaff East, Gaff West, Brazenhead, Biddies, Hibernia, and the Whalen, all worthy New York City bars. The castaway or desert island genre of young adult fiction is called Robinsonade, after a 1790 novel by this author. The castaway or desert island genre of young adult fiction is called Robinsonade, after a 1719 novel by this author for number 8. Mother, I Will Wake You Up When September Ends. Bingy, 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 bingy. Question 9. Told through the eyes of 9-year-old Cassie Logan in Spotlighting Racism in Depression-era Mississippi, 1977's Roll of Thunder, Hear My Cry landed author Mildred D. Taylor this prestigious American Children's Literature Award. Told through the eyes of 9-year-old Cassie Logan in Spotlighting Racism in Depression-era Mississippi, 1977's Roll of Thunder, Hear My Cry landed author Mildred D. Taylor this prestigious American Children's Literature Award. For number 9, second to last clue of this round. Repeats will come up after the next clue, which is question number 10. How's everyone doing tonight? Everyone feeling all right? Really nice weather here in New York City. How's the weather in your neck of the woods? I said in my best Willard Scott voice. Number 10, this 1943 Esther Forbes novel culminates in the Boston Tea Party and the first battles of the American Revolutionary War. For number 10 in children's literature. This 1943 Esther Forbes novel culminates in the Boston Tea Party and the first battles of the American Revolutionary War. Here are your repeats coming up on screen right now. You guys will have 2 minutes to take a look at these, another 2 minutes to discuss with your teammates. Then I'm going to ask you to click submit. We'll settle any disputes in the chat. We'll tally up our scores, and we'll see who's in the lead going into round 3, plus or minus a letter. 2 minutes. Two minutes to click submit. 2 minutes to click submit. If you have any disputes, please wait for me to reveal the answers. But 2 minutes left before you must click submit. And if you made any mistakes, like a rote spelling error, give yourself that extra point. Otherwise, please wait for me to reveal the answers before You proffer any disputes over the chat. 2 minutes. "30 seconds left. 30 seconds left to click submit. Almost all of you have, but a couple have not. If you have any disputes, please wait for me to reveal the answers." Okay, time's up, time's up, time's up. Turn him in, turn him in. If you already like how the Google form has adjudicated you, you may hop on over to the leaderboard and tell us how many out of 10 you received correctly. Otherwise, please wait. Here we go. Number 1, Pinocchio is the world's most published, most translated non-religious book in the world. Number 2, Aesop to Harry Potter was the subtitle of Lehrer's children's literature history. Hansel was the young boy who first dropped white stones, but then when his evil stepmother stole the stones, he dropped breadcrumbs. Ducks ate the breadcrumbs. He got caught by the witch. Later, they pushed her into the oven and killed her. Things were different for children in the 19th century. Kensington, London, was the site of a mysterious Peter Pan statue. Later, J.M. Barrie said that it was him, and the City of London said, "You just put free advertising for a commercial product in one of our parks." The children rebelled. The statue stayed. Howl's Moving Castle is the 1986 novel where Howell Jenkins, that's the name, it opened into his house in Wales. Penny Dreadful, the name of a TV show, and the pulp fiction of the 19th century. How to Train Your Dragon is Cowell's massively successful book series. Daniel Defoe was the author of Robinson Crusoe and the Robinsonade genre, the Newbery Medal for children's literature, and Johnny Tremain culminates in the Boston Tea Party and the American Revolution. Yes. How could it culminate? Those things were like 6 years apart. Johnny Tremain is not correct chronologically. Fuck that noise. Just realized that. Those things are nowhere near one another in time. All right. Anyway, here we go into the scores. Tick tock, tick tock. Let's see who's in the lead. Well, what a barn burner. 4 points for the Fireball Bros are having fun. Great job, Fireball Bros, on that one. 10 points apiece for Classless Chaps and Big Smoke. 17 for Jay. 18 tied for Name Doesn't Exist in Austin Tyler Rogers Moment. 19 tied for Monica's Fast Fingers and Simple Minds. And 20 apiece, Black Lives Matter and Classical Gas Hoarders. Both Name Doesn't Exist in Austin Tyler Rogers Moment. Both got 9 out of 10 on that, but many other 8s. Here we go into round 3, plus or minus one letter. These are the rules of plus or minus one letter. Every single answer will elicit a two-part. Every single clue will elicit a two-part answer. The first half or the second half will be fulfilled by either adding or subtracting a letter from the first half. Does that make sense? No, it sort of doesn't. 2 separate answers, each separated by one letter. One might have more, one might have less, but by taking away or adding a letter from the first word of the answer or first clue of the answer, you will create the second one, which will fulfill the requisites. I'm doing a terrible job of explaining this. You know what? Open up the Google form. I wrote an example in there. I don't remember what that example was, but I wrote it in there. 2-word answer created by adding a one letter or one word or subtracting another. Sometimes you'll add it to the first. Sometimes you'll subtract it from the first. Whatever. Let's see how this works. I didn't do a good job of explaining it, and I don't intend to. It's for you to figure out rhyme nor reason. Number 1 repeats out of 10. To carefully go through Red, Evermore, Folklore, Fearless, 1989, and more. For number 1, in add a letter, subtract a letter, plus or minus a letter. To carefully go through Red, Evermore, Folklore, Fearless, 1989, and more. There we go. In round 3, terribly described rules that hopefully you'll figure out as we go along. That said, I did write an example in the Google form, which is right there in the chat, or right there. I don't know where you position your chat, but for me, it's over there. You can see an example of what I was going for. Someone in the comments, tell me what my example was, because I forgot. I wrote it so long ago, like at like 11 a.m., so I don't really remember it. But that way everyone who does not have access to the forum can see in the chat. I'll read it out. What my actual example was. Here's number 2 in add a letter, subtract a letter. A paid endorser of the Aventine, Capitoline, and Palatine. A paid endorser of the Aventine, Capitoline, and Palatine. For number 2 in add a letter. Oh, cats. What are you guys doing? Oh, you got a thingy. They're being cats. Chive Hive. There we go. Chives Hives. Yeah. It's not rhyme time. That one just happens to rhyme. Well, actually, wait. Many of them will rhyme. Some of them will not, because by adding a letter or subtracting a letter, there will not be a rhyme. A nested colony of flowering onion relatives would be a chive hive. Chive is an onion relative. A nested colony is a hive. By taking away the C from chive, you get a hive, so a chive hive. There we go. Here's number 3 in add a letter, take away a letter. In this scheme, the last surviving member of the... what? I made a typo here. What did I do here? In this scheme, the last surviving member of the pact gets 2,000 pounds of SN. There we go. I messed up. In this scheme, the last surviving member of the pact gets 2,000 pounds of SN. Don't know why pact ended up as back, but there we are. Pact would be the word right in there. Pact, not back. You know what? If you guys get this one wrong, everyone gets a point for this if everyone gets it wrong. If one person gets it right, then only that one person gets the points. There we go. Actually, it's sort of like this scheme. Since I made a typo, if everyone gets it wrong, everyone gets a point. If one person, we just went into game theory. What do you choose? What do you choose? Do you throw it on purpose so that everyone gets the point? Or do you try to get it right so that only you get the point? I don't know. Let's see what happens. Here's question number 4. Kaling, when she relocates to the home of the Pacers. Kaling, when she relocates to the home of the Pacers. For number 4, in plus a letter, minus a letter. That's some hot coffee. So back in the Yankees clubhouse in the 1960s, they had 2 pots. One was coffee, the other was hot coffee. The hot coffee was full of amphetamines. That's why they were so good. They were on amphetamines. Here we go with number 5. When the Roman River runs through the dress circle. This one does not rhyme, if that's a little bit of a hint. When the Roman River runs through the dress circle. For number 5, in add a letter, subtract a letter. Mother, you're bored? Well, why don't you watch something on Netflix? I suggest the Austin Rogers collection on Jeopardy. Going off the air on, I think it actually already went off the air. Whatever. The kitties are playing with little puffballs right now. I can't track them down. You can't make cats do what they want. Repeats after question number 10. Then we go into the audio round. Songs by the postmodern jukebox. Modern classics reinterpreted in 1940s, 50s, and 30s styles. Aiming a source 4 at a P38. Aiming a source 4 at a P38. For number 6 in add or subtract a letter. Don't worry if this round is sort of obtuse, convoluted, and terrible. I don't care. But we do have a great audio round, economics, and the last round night, random shit you should know. Remember, this isn't about you. It's about our lovely bars, the Gaff East, Gaff West, Brazen Head, Biddy's, Hibernia, and the Wayland. And mostly, it's about me. Me writing questions because I like writing questions. Here's number 7, repeats after number 10. When you give a breathalyzer to Die Kunst der Fuge composer. When you give a breathalyzer to Die Kunst der Fuge composer. For number 7, in add a letter, subtract a letter. Repeats will come up after number 10. And since this is a tricky wordplay, sort of team atmosphere kind of round, I'll leave the repeats up there for 3 minutes and then give you another 2 minutes or so to click submit. Remember, guys, put your caps lock button on, because you don't meow if you're going to be right or wrong. Boom, boom. Number 8 repeats after number 10. The sleeping location of a venerable Benedictine monk. The sleeping location of a venerable Benedictine monk. For number 8. Needless to say, I will never, ever use this round with a group for corporate trivia, because they will hate me forever. But you guys are smart people. You're going to do really well on this. I think so. Maybe. Hopefully. I'm not sure. Here's question number 9. New Jersey-based Latin American foods purchased in the Indian city of Vasco da Gama. New Jersey-based Latin American foods purchased in the Indian city of Vasco da Gama. For number 9, in add a letter, subtract a letter. Remember, think of the first half, either add or subtract a letter of it to fulfill the second half. Oh, that's how I should have explained it in the first place. Think of the first half, add or subtract a letter to fulfill the requisite for the second half. Yeah, that's what we do. All right, here's question number 10. Heraldic tinctures in any color other than silver. Finish the sentence. Heraldic tinctures in any color other than silver. Finish the sentence. Here they come up on the scoreboard right now. Take some time to read these. Take some more time to turn them in. And then if you have any disputes, which you shouldn't, because spelling must be exact on this, because it is about spelling ultimately. Tally up your scores on the leaderboard, and we'll see who's in the lead going into the audio round, round 4. Covers by the Postmodern Jukebox. Round 5, economics. And the last round of the night, random shit you should know. Fireball Bros, don't worry if you don't get any of it. It's a little complex, and it's a little stupid, and I'm trying to be clever because I was bored while writing this. 5 minutes, clock starts now. Holy crap. Amazing score, Jay. The rest of you haven't turned it in yet. One more minute to review these. And then another 2 minutes to discuss. Yes, Jay, you can count number 3. All right, guys, 30 seconds left to turn him in. 30 seconds left to turn him in. If you have any disputes, please wait for me to reveal the answers up here. But you probably shouldn't unless it's number 3, because number 3 was me being a dick. Nah, I tend to do so. But everyone else, let's turn him in. Wow, some great scores. Honestly, really good scores coming across the board right now. Simple Minds, great score. Classless Chaps, adequate. Haha, sorry. But still, yeah, adequate. Jay, amazing score. Austin Tyler Moment, great score. Name doesn't exist, excellent. Simple Minds, good as well. Who's I don't know who you are, but you did get a good score. Black Lives Matter, great score. Monica's Fast Fingers, excellent score. Name doesn't exist, had a good one. All right, M. Maureen, I think you might. I think I'm going to give anyone who got that one, except for you reversed some syllables on it, so the spelling was not correct. But everyone else, I think anyone who got it more or less correct for number 3 will get it right. Is everyone in? Everyone in? Good. Hop on over the leaderboard. Let's get ready to tell us how many out of 10 you got correct. Here are your answers. To sort through Red and Evermore would be to sift a Swift. A paid endorser, the Aventine and Palatine, would be a Hill Shill. The last of the pack to survive gets 2,000 pounds of SN would be a Tuntin Tontine. I like that one a lot. And if you put Tuntin together, and either way, a Tontine Tuntin or a Tuntin Tontine, as long as it's Tontin and you put it with a space or no space, give yourself that point. One people did say Tin Tun Tontine, which sounds better but does not fulfill the rules of the round. Kaling in the home of the Pacers would be an Indy Mindy. A Roman River at the dress circle would be Tiber in the tier, a Tiber tier. A Source 4 on a P-38 would be lighting a lightning. The Source 4 is a lighting instrument in the P-38 Lightning World War II fighter plane. Breathalyzer of Die Kunst der Fuge, author B.A.C. Bach. The resting place of the venerable monk, it'd be Bede Bed, or the bed for Bede. Latin American food in Vasco da Gama would be Goa Goya or Goya Goa. If you reverse them, give yourself points. And finally, number 10, heraldic tinctures that aren't silver, that do not end up as silver, aren't argent. I tried to say that properly. Heraldic tinctures not silver aren't argent. There we go. Did anyone actually get that one? I want to see if anyone got that one. Yes, one team who got that one. Austin Tyler Rogers Moment got aren't argent. Brilliant, brilliant. Love you to death for that. Dorm Dom. No, because, yes, there are Doms as a title of monks, but none of them are venerable, like the Venerable Bede. That's why venerable was in quotes. Venerable Bede is a specific person, and that's why venerable was in quotes. It was referring to a specific person. So, no Dorm Dom. Incorrect. Don't get it. You do not get it. Absolutely not. Light flight for number 6. No, because many things fly, but the P-38 is a lightning. Anyone else for any repeats? Number 3. Oh, Jay knew it about the tontine about The Simpsons. Absolutely correct. All right, everyone. Hop on over to the leaderboard and tell us how many out of 10 you got correct. And looks like, hey, stop putting your freaking editorials in it because it throws off my thingy bobby. Don't put editorials, just put your raw numbers. The editorials speak for themselves. You don't need to say sadly 0. You could just say 0. And our scores. 25 apiece for Jay and Austin Tyler Rogers Moment, 26 for Simple Minds, 27 apiece for Black Lives Matter and Monica's Fast Fingers, and the leader, 28 Classical Gas Hoarders. 3 8s out of 10s on there, 3 7s out of 10s on there. Excellent job. Here we go into the audio round. Pop prop. Nope. Doesn't count either because, here's why it wouldn't count. Because the P-38 has 2 props. It is a dual-engined fighter plane. So you couldn't pop the prop. You'd have to pop both props. Because the P-38 has a twin-boomed fuselage with a nacelle on either side. And therefore, you wouldn't be popping one prop. You'd be popping 2 props. So no, doesn't work. Maybe if it was like a Messerschmitt Bf 109 or a P-47 Thunderbolt, yes, you would pop the prop because there would be only one prop. But P-38 Lightning, 2 props. Boosh! All right, here we go into the audio round. Postmodern Jukebox covers. Postmodern Jukebox is a YouTube channel which takes modern classics and refigures them in a vintage style. I'm going to play 10 song clips through once. That's all you get. 1 point for the original band or artist. 1 point for the song title. Yes, everything here is performed by the Postmodern Jukebox. They are all modern or newer hits refigured in 1930s, 40s, 50s, and 60s styles. I just sent across on the chat the form. Please open it up. Make sure your caps locks are on. There are 20 possible points on this board. 10 song clips played through once. 1 point for the original performing band or artist. 1 point for the song title. Fireball Bros, yes, question number 3 is based on the flying hellfish from The Simpsons. That is where most people know the concept of a tontine. But tontines are very, very old and have been outlawed for very, 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 very many years because guess what happens if death is on the line? Never mess with Sicilians when death is on the line. Question number 1 in name the artist, name the song title, all performed by the Postmodern Jukebox. Number 1.
I don't care if it hurts. I wanna have control. I want the
Number 2.
Yeah, it's pretty clear. I ain't no size 2, but I can shake it like I'm supposed to do. 'Cause I got that boom boom that all the boys are chasing, all the right junk in all the right places.
Number
I see those
3.
magazines, don't wanna hear about it. Every single one's got a story to tell. Everyone knows about it. Yeah, from the Queen of England to the
And
Hound.
4.
I want the drama and the touch of your hand. I want your leather-studded kissing in the sand. I want your love. Love, love, love. I want your love.
5.
Hey, I was doing just fine before I met you. I drink too much and that's an issue.
6.
So
In a torn up town, no postcode envy, but every song's like gold teeth, gray goose tripping in the bathroom, bloodstains, ball gowns, trash in the hotel room. We don't care.
7.
Can I get a hell no? 'Cause we gonna go all night till we see sunlight, alright. So la-da-dee-da-dee, we like to party, dancing with Miley, doing whatever we want. This is our house.
8.
We don't need to worry about nothing, 'cause we got the fire, and we're burning one hell out of something.
Number 9.
Yes, from outer space. A crowded room, friends with tired eyes. I'm hiding from you, and you're full of lies. My God, I thought that you were someone to rely on. Me, I guess I was a shoulder to cry on. Face of a lover with a fire in his
And
heart.
number 10.
Mama tells me I shouldn't bother, that I ought to stick to another man.
All
A
right.
man who surely deserves me, but I think you do. So I
2 minutes left to click that submit button. Make sure your caps locks are on. Then we're moving on to the next round. Economics. After that, the last round tonight, random shit you should know. You guys have 3 minutes to discuss and click that submit button. Make sure your caps locks are on. Make sure the spelling is the best that you possibly can. 3 minutes. Clock starts now. Great job, Fireball Bros. Everyone else, you guys have 3 more minutes to click submit. Monica's fast fingers are in. Austin Tyler Rogers' moment is in. Simple Minds is in. Amazing scores for the trio of those teams. But let's see who else is yet to enter. All right, guys. Let's wrap them up shortly. I'm going to reveal the answers. If you have any disputes or if you made any rote spelling errors, you may hop on over the leaderboard and adjust for that. Otherwise, please go over there and tell us how many out of 20 received properly. And let's wait for everyone else to get in. How's everyone doing tonight? I'm really happy to see everyone. I love that Bo got her request in, children's literature, and she did very well on that. Bo, how did Bo do on that? I don't even know what team Bo is on. Bo. Wait, are you the Bo I know, or are you a different Bo? I don't know who anyone is. Yes, Fireball Bros, if you got one in the wrong place, but it's the right answer, give yourself that point. Turns out I know many Bows. I just cataloged all the Bows in my head. But Fireball Bros definitely take the Bro Bows, the Bo Bros, the Bro Bros. Anyone else? Oh, yes. Jay, great score. Classical Gas Hoarders, great score. All right, click submit, everyone. Time is up. We're going to do this. I'll reveal the answers right up here forthwith. Then we'll go into the penultimate round, of the night, economics. Then the last round of the night, random stuff you should know. Here benefiting Gaff East, Gaff West, Brazenhead, Biddies, Hibernia, and Waylon. Oh, Bo, I am so sorry. So sorry, Bo. My bad. I know many a Bo, and I misbowed you, Bobo. Sorry, Bo. The name doesn't exist. Great score. Black Lives Matter. Great score. Are we all in? Oh, Bo, you were indie. Did you get Indie Mindy then, right, Bo? I hope so. Classless Chaps. Great score. All right. Are we all in? Looks like we're all in. Here come your answers as we listen to these dulcet flute tones. And again, guys, if you accidentally reversed things, give yourself a point. If you misspelled something in a comprehensible way, give yourself a point. Otherwise, if you have any disputes whatsoever, here are your answers. Number 1 was a cover of Radiohead's Creep. Number 2, Meghan Trainor is all about that bass, no treble. 3, The White Stripes. 7, Nation Army, gonna hold me back. 4, Lady Gaga, Bad Romance. 5, Chainsmokers, Come On, Hold Me Closer, as I rhyme a thing with Rover, and that's a stupid rhyme. 6, Lord Royals, performed by the Puddles Pity Party, or whatever that giant clown is, who is hysterical and also brilliantly talented. 7, Miley Cyrus, We Can't Stop. 8, Ellie Goulding, Burn. 9, Wham, Last Christmas, You Gave Me Your Heart. And 10, Cardigans, Love Fool. Love me, say that you love me. All right, hop on over to the leaderboard. Tell us how many 20 you received. And there were a lot of 20s on that one. Wow. Black Lives Matter. Monica's Fast Fingers are tied for the lead at 47 apiece, and they also scored 20. 46 right behind Classical Gas Hoarders, only 18. 20 for Simple Minds and Austin Tyler Rogers Moment, who are 46 and 45 respectively. Jay, the name doesn't exist, Classless Chaps, and Big Smoke and Fireball Bros are right behind them all. Well done, everyone, on what ostensibly might have been a pretty easy round. Here we go into round 5 economics. Coming across the board right there is your answer sheet. Please open it up. Put your caps locks on. 2 more rounds left on the evening. Round 5 economics and round 6 random shit you should know. Here we go with, oh my God, surprise. What the heck is this? Surprise. 5 bonus points on the board. First correct answer in the chat wins. I have live chat on, so however I see the first correct answer, that is the one that I am going to take in chronological order per my perspective. I know there's latency issues and delay issues and whatnot, but I don't really care. I'm just taking the first one that I see from my perspective. Here we go, 5 bonus points. What world capital city is this? What world capital city is this? There's no number on this. For 5 bonus points, what world capital city is this? That is the entirety of the city. The entire thing is right there. So can anyone deduce what world capital city that might be? Rachel says Jakarta. Incorrect. Jay says Buenos Aires. And Maureen says Sydney. By the way, these places are all on land. Everything you're saying is on land. Singapore is not that. Singapore is way larger than that. No. Wellington is on land. All of these things, Dubai is way bigger than that. Nassau is on land. It's still part of an island. Ooh, someone's very close. Someone is very close. Fireball Bros, very close also, but that's not the capital of Nauru. But that is not. All right, I'm going to give Victoria. Nope. Oh, God. All right, if I don't get an answer in, there we go. Monica 2, nailed it. Male, the capital of Maldives. You got it. Trev Gorley said Maldives City, which would have been correct if Male was called Maldives City. Monica, as usual, the fastest fingers. I'm assuming you are Monica's fast fingers, in which case I'm giving you 5 bonus points, and that moves you to the lead at 52 total. Jeffrey Berg, just a little bit too late. Good job deducing what atolic word? What atoll nation that might be. But there we go. Nailed it. Monica's fast fingers are in the lead at 52 points. Honolulu Pandemonium is not a world capital, by the way. But yes, that's you. Of course it is. All right, guys, here we go into Hamburg. Kyle, world capitals, buddy. World capitals. All right, open up the form. Here we go into, you had the tilt. Monica, no, we're not counting that. But Jeffrey, yes, she still did beat you chronologically per my perspective. But honorary mention, because our good friend, honorary mention, because someone said Maldives City. Who said Maldives City? Trev Gorley said Maldives City, which would technically be right. But there we go. All right, here we go. Round 5 economics. I just sent you the form. Please open it up. Put your caps locks on. Repeats come after number 10. Then we go to the last round. Night random shit you should know. Here we go. Repeats starting after number 10. Here we go. Number 1. The economies of proto-industrialized 16th to early 19th century Europe, North America, and Africa that maximized exports to colonial markets is characterized by this M word for number 1. The economies of proto-industrialized 16th to early 19th century Europe, North America, and Africa that maximized exports to colonial markets is characterized by this M word for number 1 in economics. Repeats will come up on screen after question number 10. Then we'll tally the scores, settle any disputes, and move on to the final round of the night as I run like a Chris Farley character. Well, now, don't you know? It'd be nice to live in a van. What was it? Tesla van down by the river? What was that one? Someone had that one. Tesla van. I forgot. Oh, God. I haven't had one of these in a while. It is hoppy. I forgot. I don't like hops. Here's question number 2. Free market and monetarist policies were pioneered by Milton Friedman, an economist from the School of Economics named after this city, for number 2. Free market and monetarist policies were pioneered by Milton Friedman, an economist from the School of Economics named after this city, for number 2 in economics. Repeats will come up after question number 10, and I hope you all got a smart team because Monica's fast fingers is in the lead at 52. Black Lives Matter at 47. Classical Gas Hoarders and Simple Minds, 6 points off the lead, tied for third. 6 points behind Monica's Fast Fingers at 52 total. Repeats will come up after question number 10. And don't worry, last round, random stuff you should know. Anyone can take the lead. Here benefiting Gaff East, Gaff West, Brazenhead, Wayland, Hibernia, and Biddies. What a barn burner we have. Is barn burner? No. Who cares if you burn barns? I don't know. I wanted to burn my barn down like 16 times. Failed every time. How many barns did we have? We had the big barn. We had the workshop. We had the play barn. We had the chicken coop, but we knocked the chicken coop down. We had 4 barns. Number 3. University of Exeter economist Mark Blaug called this 1776 work The Effective Birth of Economics as a Separate Discipline. University of Exeter economist Mark Blaug called this 1776 work The Effective Birth of Economics as a Separate Discipline, for number 3 boom, in economics. Oh my God, are you guys still arguing over accent marks? Tilde is that thingy. That's an mish, that's a, and this one's a, and that's an umlaut, and that one's a you're scorby. Probably made fun of several Scandinavian cultures with calling that the you scorby. Doesn't the O with the I, the slash through it? Oh no, we call that an oscorby. But yes. Is that accentism? Am I allowed to make fun of Scandinavian accents? Oh, we call it oscorby. Yeah, I am. Yeah, I am. Because what are they going to do? Neutral me to death? Because they're mostly neutral, except for the Finnish. They kill Russians. Oh my God, Jesus Christ. It was 50 years ago, 70 years ago. Who cares anymore? Arson, Tyler Rogers. Yeah. I'm burning it down, Jay. Here's question number 4. Originally devised to address zero-sum situations, this is the name for the science of logical decision-making, for number 4 in economics. Originally devised to address zero-sum situations, this is the name for the science of logical decision-making. Don't worry if you did not hear these properly throughout the course of this round, because after question number 10, all of them will come up on screen. I'll give you ample time to discuss with your teammates, ample time to click submit. Remember, put your caps locks on, try the best to spell your best, and we'll settle any disputes after I reveal the answers and before we tally up the scores and see who's in the lead going to the final round of the night in Uskorby. Good night, Mother. Wait, am I going to next week Austin at Kano's? Yeah, sure. All right, cool. I'll drive to Connecticut. Yeah, awesome. The music echoes my enthusiasm for driving to Connecticut. Here's question number 5. Monopsony is the term coined by economist Joan Robinson to describe an unfair market condition in which there is a primary or majority buyer, cited in a 2019 Supreme Court case against this company's App Store. Monopsony is the term coined by economist Joan Robinson to describe an unfair market condition in which there's a primary or majority buyer, cited in a 2019 Supreme Court case against this company's App Store. For number 5. Yeah, the Finnish aren't Scandinavian. Yeah, they're not. They're their own thing. They got their own language. They're not even related. They're like that Indo-Aryan kind of Magyar kind of related language. They're not related to the rest of those languages whatsoever. They're actually like Proto-European in linguistically, right? I think they're one of the most ancient languages in Europe. I think they're closely related to like Armenian and Hungarian rather than the rest of the Scandinavian languages, which are, if not Germanic adjacent, correct? I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. But they definitely are their own thing. Fin. Number 6 is coming up. Here's number 6. Serving from 1951 to 1970, William Martin was the person to longest chair this system. Alan Greenspan's tenure is only the second longest. Serving from 1951 to 1970, William Martin was the person to longest chair this system. Alan Greenspan's tenure was second largest. Yeah, that's what I thought, Rachel. I wasn't that far off. By the way, Fireball Bros had a great score last round, considering it's just one of the bros. They actually toppled the Big Smoke Lynn score-wise with over 50%. Repeats coming up after question number 10. Here's number 7. When founded in 1397, a shield with red balls upon it was the logo of this bank. When founded in 1397, a shield with red balls upon it was the logo of this bank. For number 7 in economics, repeats will come up after question number 10. And then we'll move on to the final round tonight. Random shit you should know. Monica's Fast Fingers. Monica's Fast Fingers and Black Lives Matter were tied for the lead until Monica swooped in and malayed it away from you guys. See that? That's how the accent goes. Malayed it away. And then we move on to the last round of the night. Can anyone topple the 5-point lead of Monica's Fast Fingers? Well, classical gas hoarders and Simple Minds are only 6 points off, so they might do it. Austin Tyler Rogers' Moment is only 1 point behind them, and Jay still in striking distance. Number 7, again, nope, that's a typo. Number 8, in 1728, merchant William Hogg was granted the world's first overdraft from the Royal Bank of Scotland, thus becoming the first person to receive this trust in cash. Not trust as in an entity, but the name of this kind of trust. In 1728, merchant William Hogg was granted the world's first overdraft from the Royal Bank of Scotland, thus becoming the first person to receive this kind of trust in cash. I don't mean trust like a entity or an implement or a vehicle. I mean trust as in the concept. I realize why that might not read well. But there's one specific word that describes this whole circumstance, and you just got to get that one word. Maybe I'll give you a hint. No, I won't give you a hint. I'll just have no mercy and then get argued with when you guys semantically parse my logic. Question number 9 repeats after number 10, all up on screen. On May 4th, this cryptocurrency surpassed 50 cents value, marking a 20,000% increase in less than a year. Then it cratered after Saturday Night Live. Anyway, On May 4th, this cryptocurrency surpassed 50% value, marking a 20,000% increase in less than a year. For number 9, this isn't even in economics. This is social media. This is nonsense. I sort of wish I had some in it and cashed out on May 3rd. Question number 10, coming up forthwith. After that, all 10 repeats will come up on screen. I'll give you plenty of time to review with your teammates. We'll click that submit button with her caps locks on. We'll review the answers, settle any disputes, and tally up the scores, and then move on to the final round night random shizzy you should nizzy my busies. This word, often paired with capital, is the anglicization of the Italian word for risk. This word, often paired with capital, is the anglicization of the Italian word for risk. Here come all of your repeats right up here on screen. You guys will have a couple minutes to review these, a couple more minutes to click submit with your teammates, and then we'll review the answers, settle any disputes, tally up the scores, and see who's in the lead as we go into the last round night random shit you should know. Here at Benefit Gaff East, Gaff West, Brazenhead, Biddies, Wayland, and Hibernia. Two more minutes to turn him in. One more minute. All right, guys, let's wrap them up, turn them in. If you are already satisfied with how the Google forum has adjudicated you, you may hop on over to leaderboard and tell us how many out of 10 you got. If you have any disputes whatsoever, please wait for me to reveal the answers up here. And then once we do so, put your adjusted score on the leaderboard. For example, someone did not put ism at the end of number 1, but still they pretty much got it right, so they could get a point for that. Everyone else? For number 4, you never put the second part of the... Yeah, sure. Gave yourself a point. That's perfectly fine. All right, guys, here we go with the answers. Number 1, the 16th and 19th century European, North American, and African economies wherein you traded only with your colonies was called mercantilism or mercantile, whatever. Anything like that, you got it. Number 2, Milton Friedman embodied the Chicago School of Economics. They were wrong most of the time. The Wealth of Nations was the landmark 1776 work that created economics. Game theory is the study of odds and whatnot. Apple is a monopsony, which means they are the universal buyer, not the universal seller, like a monopoly. The Federal Reserve was chaired by many old white men for many, many years. The Medici Bank had 5 red balls, originally 6 red balls. Then they added another one with a fleur-de-lis as they married into the French royal family. And then they went defunct because corporations die also. Credit is the name of the term that was first granted by the Royal Bank of Scotland. Yes, someone was the first person to receive credit. Dogecoin spiked, then fell on SNL. And Ventura is Italian for risk. Therefore, venture capitalism or venture capital is risk capitalism. Would grant work for number 8? No, it would not, because grants are given. Credit is owed. Cash credit, if you said cash credit, is fine. Overdraft was used in the clue, so it is not correct. A loan is not correct because loans, actually, wait, that's a good point. But it wasn't a loan, it's credit. Credit is different from a loan. Not sure how, but that's true. Yeah, because loans are a stipulated amount ahead of time. Credit is no. Loans and credit are different. There we go. Boom. All right. Here we go. Everyone hop on over the leaderboard. Tell us how many out of 10 you got correct. And here we go. Boop, 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 boop. Wow, great scores all up across the board. 61 points for Monica's Fast Fingers, 56 for Black Lives Matter, 56 for Classical Gas Hoarders, 55 for Simple Minds. Great score for Classical Gas, a 10 for 10. Here we go in the last round tonight. Random stuff you should know. I'm sending over right now the little googly form. Make sure your caps locks are on as you enter said answers. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Round, oh my God, you got a corporate or private event? Hire me. I'll do anything for money. Sorry, I should have said that like, I'll do anything for money. All right, here we go, here we go, here we go. Oh, shoot, I forgot. It's always a surprise here. Surprise, surprise, surprise. 7 possible points on the board. First correct answer in the chat. Yeah, they're kind of synonyms. No, shut up, Rachel. I'm going with credit. That's how it's defined. First correct answer in the chat wins. Closest without going over after 3-minute period of guessing. I'll put it up forthwith. 1 guess per person. I'll let everyone get a guess. No more than 1 guess per person. So think it out before you hit enter. Are you ready? Are you ready? I'm going to put something up here, and you will have 3 minutes to get your guess in, and only one guess per person. How many jelly beans in the following jar? There we go. Closest without going over. How many jelly beans in the following jar? In that jar, which is a 3-dimensional actual jar, you have to speculate that it is an image of a jar. However, that is an actual jar filled with actual jelly beans. How many jelly beans in that jar? The closest without going over, and you only get 1 guess per person. So take your time. I'm starting the 3-minute clock now. You guys have 3 minutes. And by the way, it's 3 minutes from not my perspective, but from your perspective. So the first answer I see will start the 3-minute clock or something like that. So you know what? I'm just going to make it 4 minutes in real time, which, there we go. Dave Wexler got his guess in. There we go. But remember, it's only 1 guess per person. So if I see your name twice, I'm only taking, yes, Colin got his guess in. Great job, Colin. So, how many jelly beans in that? Yes, it is, Bo. Bo, it is neither anagrams nor math. Fireball Bros, they got their guess in as well. So let's see who can do it. I'm just going to let's just dance for a while. Lindsay got her guess in. Good job. Dave Wexler, Colin Edgar. Ooh, Kyle Buckout is in. Trev Gorley is in. Great thing is, if you went in too early, everyone else can see your guesses. So right now, in my time, it just turned, right now, this second, 9:50 p.m. So I know you guys are seeing this at a little bit of a delay. By 9:52 my time, which will be whenever it is from then, 2 more minutes in my time. Johnny's got his guess in. Panda Pandemonium has got their guess in. Joshua, good. Mike Kaczynski in. Remember, this is for 7 points. So it's 9:50 Austin's time. 8:32 for William Thompson. I'll tell you when it's 9:51 my time, and after that you will have 1 real-time minute from your perspective to turn them in, because after that I'm going to start announcing the winner of 7 points. You don't win the jar of 17 beans. Jay Zuckerman's got his in. Bo got his in. And Maureen in. 9:51, 1 minute left in Austin time. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. Lynn going with the classic Price is Right rules. Lowest to not blowest. And we're giving countdown. Chloe got their guess in. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Yeah, actually, the jar of jelly beans is probably worth more than the 7 points. And here is nice. 69. Nice. Best daughter. All right. I'm counting down right now. I'm going to close it in 30 seconds. Austin time. You're hungry. Well, I don't think jelly beans should fulfill the hunger because they're jelly beans. They'll fulfill your cravings, but for hunger, let's do it. All right. Looks like we're good to go. I'm going to close the betting right now. Here we are. There is a clear and present winner. Everyone's got their guesses in. I think we got it. Phil got his in. And closed. We are done. There's a clear winner. Jay Zuckerman said 1619 jelly beans. Mike Kaczynski, I am so sorry, because the answer is 1623 jelly beans in that. Jay Zuckerman, you got yourself 7 points. Good job. Yes, they are proper jelly beans, and Jay Zuckerman nailed it. Jay, you got 7 points, and that moves you straight up into third place. Only 7 points off the lead. Here we go in the last round of night. Random shit you should know. Neither rhyme nor reason to any of these clues. Jay Zuckerman nailed it bizarrely by putting 1619, which is a terrible year for America. Well, depends what side you were on, but yes, terrible year. Jay nailed it. Here we go. Random shit you should know. Question number 6. Round number 6. Question number 1 repeats after number 10. Really? Did you? That's why I said 1619. Terrible year for United States. Well, it depends what side you were on. Yes. Awesome. Jay got 1619. It was 1623. Here we go. The South Island of New Zealand's second most populous city is Dunedin, named after the Scottish Gaelic name of this city. The South Island of New Zealand's second most populous city is Dunedin, named after the Scottish Gaelic name of this city. For number 1 in random stuff you should know. There is neither rhyme nor reason to any of these questions, so do not look for a theme. And remember, repeats will come up after question number 10. Jay moves straight to 4th place with that rip-roaring 1619. So many people, so close, but Jay just beat you with a random number selection. 61 for Monica's Fast Fingers, 56 for Black Lives Matter and Classical Gas Hoarders, 55 for Simple Minds. Everyone is still within striking distance. Number 2, the DS of Nintendo DS stands for either of these 2 different initialisms. That's right, you get a point for either one correct. The DS of Nintendo DS stands for either of these 2 different initialisms for number 2. Repeats will come after question number 10. Let's move on to number 3. From 1973 to 1980, this master of ceremonies was bat boy and clubhouse assistant for the Oakland A's. From 1973 to 1980, this master of ceremonies was bat boy and clubhouse assistant for the Oakland A's. For number 3 in randomness. Let's see if we could do it. Hey, you know what? We should all Venmo Jay in jelly beans. Can we Venmo? No, Jay uses PayPal. Let's PayPal Jay in jelly beans. Can you PayPal someone jelly beans? Someone Amazon direct Jay some jelly beans, but that would involve Jay sharing his address. Just send it to a random J. Let's just give it to all the J's. If all the J's in the world today could have some. Question number 4. Created by Casey Kasem, American Top 40 is currently hosted by this personality. Created by Casey Kasem, American Top 40 is currently hosted by this personality. For number 4, in radio voice. Hi, guys. And welcome to KAWS. That's right, cause and effect. The cause is I'm an artist who makes sculpture. The effect is Rex and Effects. And speaking of Rex and Effects, baby, shake that rump, because this is question number 5. 4 cities in this state are over 1,000 square miles in area. For number 5. 4 cities in this state are over 1,000 square miles in area. Make sure you have your caps locks on as you click those submit buttons. Well, before you click those submit buttons, make sure you have your caps locks on. And again, once the Google form has come through, if you have any rote spelling errors, ignore them. Give yourself that extra point. Question number 6. Regularly racking up to 10 million views per video, YouTuber Vinhetero plays this musical instrument. For number 6. Regularly racking up 10 million views per video, YouTuber Vinhetero plays this musical instrument for question number 6 in Random Shizzy You Should Nizzy. Now seeking investors for my new app, Genmo. It's Venmo, but you send jelly beans. What if it's Jigesmo, where you guess the jelly beans and then you send the difference because it makes more of an accurate economical statement than Bitcoin? Friends. Wait, did Friends Forever actually make it to the, or was that part of the, I played Friends Forever recently, didn't I? Why did I? Oh, yes, I did. Original songs from in-universe TV shows. Here's number 7. The Madagascar hissing species of this insect is one of the largest of the order Blatodia and often kept as gross pets. The Madagascar hissing species of this insect is one of the largest of the order Blatodia and often kept as pets. Stupid and silly. I mean, no dumber than having a ferret as a pet, because that's fucking stupid too. I like ferrets. They're quite clean, you know. Oh, God. If I ever went out on a date and someone's like, well, I like ferrets, I'll be like, until I ran out of breath. Here we go, number 8. 3 more clues on this round and on the evening. On Tuesday, May 11th, 2021, this club clinched the Premier League title. Boo! Hold on, echo for that. Boo! On Tuesday, May 11th, 2021, this club clinched the Premier League title for number 8 in the final round of the evening. Only 2 more clues left on this round. Repeats will come up on screen. We'll settle any disputes after we reveal the answers, tally up our scores, and see who can oust Monica's fast fingers from their currently 5-point lead. Well, there are 2 teams tied at second apiece. Black Lives Matter and Classical Gas Hoarders, and right behind that, Simple Minds, only 6 points off the lead. So anyone can take it because there are enough points on the board. Number 9, actor Asia Kate Dillon has played the adjudicator in John Wick 3 and financial analyst Taylor Mason in this Showtime series. Actor Asia Kate Dillon has played the adjudicator in John Wick 3 and financial analyst Taylor Mason in this Showtime series for number 9 in the final round of the night random Shizzy You Should Nizzy Bizzies. All right, coming up is question number 10, the 10th and final question of the round and of the evening. Listen very carefully. You have up to 14 possible points on the board. Each correct answer nets you 1 additional point, up to 14. After this, I will give you plenty of time with the repeats up on screen and then some more time to discuss with your teammates. Make sure your caps locks are on. Make sure you spell correctly. 14 possible points for the last question. 23 possible points for the last round of the night. Ready, steady, go. 1 point for each of the 12 present day and 2 defunct nations, 14 total, to net 100 or more medals in the history of the modern Winter Olympic Games. Why did I say modern? There's only the Winter Olympic Games. There was never an ancient one. 1 point for each of the 12 present day and 2 defunct nations, 14 in total, to net 100 or more medals in the history of the Winter Olympic Games. Here we are, everyone. Here are your repeats. Bada bing, bada boom, bada bang, bada boom. 5 minutes. Caps locks on. Let's turn them in. If you already like your scores, hop on over to the leaderboard and tell us how many out of 23 you received correctly. Otherwise, please wait for me to reveal the answers to settle any disputes. 5 minutes. Clock starts now. We could launch one in a swamp and call it Venmo. 3 more minutes. Remember, guys, rote spelling errors, give yourself a point for that. For example, if you misspelled number 4 by omitting a certain vowel, give yourself a point. All right, everyone. You have 2 more minutes to turn them in. 2 more minutes to turn them in. We have roughly 1/8 of tonight's teams have turned them in thus far, but the rest of you have a little bit more time. Meanwhile, the scores that are in thus far are remarkably good. Actually, everyone's classless chaps, great score. Austin Tyler Rogers, that's me. I had a great score. Name doesn't exist, great score. Simple Minds, great score. Jace, great score. Wow, this is an incredibly high scoring final round. It may come down to the proverbial wire. Classical Gas Hoarders, great score. No one has yet to have a terrible score on this round, but that said, you've only got 30 more seconds to turn them in. Then I'm going to reveal the answers up here. You're going to settle any disputes in the chat, wherever your chat may be. We're going to tally up the scores yourselves and see who wins tonight's contest, benefiting Gaff East, Gaff West, Brazenhead, Biddies, The Wayland, and Hibernia. You guys have been immensely generous throughout the, what has it been, 2 decades? Is that how long we've been locked down? Because time is irrelevant anymore. The only way I could tell the passage of time is by how sallow my cheekbones look. And they look pretty sallow right now. Who looks sallow? Who looks sallow? Who doesn't look like a bulldog anymore? I don't look like a bulldog anymore because I'm on a strict regimen of bicycling and not much food. I'm so hungry. I'm going to eat this microphone. I'm going to eat it right now. Hey, looks like we're almost all turned in. If you have no disputes whatsoever, please hop on over to the leaderboard and tell us how many of 23 you received correctly. If you have any disputes, please wait for me to reveal the answers. Here we go. Looks like most of us are in. Waiting for 1 or 2 more teams. Once they're in, we'll reveal the answers and tally up the scores. And here we go. Number 1, Dunedin, is the Scottish Gaelic word for Edinburgh. Ideen. Ideen Dun. Dun Ideen is Scottish for Edinburgh. Developer system or dual screen are either of the two initialisms for the Nintendo DS. MC Hammer for 7 years was the bat boy for the Oakland Athletics. Ryan Seacrest hosts America's Top 40 or American Top 40 created by Gacy Gazum. Alaska has 4 cities. The 4 largest cities in the United States are all in Alaska. Piano is Vinatiero's YouTuber instrument du jour. The Madagascar hissing cockroach is one of the largest of the breed and sometimes kept as pets. Do not watch videos. It is disturbing. Manchester City just clinched the Premier League. Billions is Taylor, the analyst's role. And number 10, the Winter Olympian highest graded, most medals nations to defunct are France, East Germany, Italy, Finland, Netherlands, Russia, Switzerland, Sweden, Austria, Canada, the Soviet Union, Germany, United States, and Norway. The 2 defunct nations are the Soviet Union and East Germany. All right, guys, hop on over the leaderboard. Tell us how many out of 23 you received correctly. And looks like we're all in. And let us see the scores. In third place, tied, Jay. Great job, Jay and Simple Minds. 77 for Black Lives Matter. And the ultimate winner of the evening, Monica's Fast Fingers at 80 points. Good job, Monica, for getting Male. And good job, Black Lives Matter, for 21 out of 23 on that final round. Hey, everyone. Love seeing you every Wednesday. Pia Jesu Domine, Done est, Requiem cum Sancti Spiritu, in Gloria Dei Patris. Amen. Everyone have a fantastic evening. And hopefully we'll see you live from a bar shortly. I got plans for that. I got plans. So long as you guys are all vaxxed, we got plans. Have a great night. Good night. Mwah.